Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Candace and this is going to be a Flosstube update / mid-year WIP parade. How has everyone been? It's been a little while for me, a long while actually. The last video I posted was January 2nd and it was my end of year for 2023 WIP parade. So things have been crazy around here. I've been working a ton. I lost my stitchy bug for a while, but it's back. So I figured I would just kind of update you guys a little bit on what's been going on and what I've worked on and what I've finished. And pardon the little like floaties, the sun decided to come out and I have a window right here. So this, I'm actually going to do two separate ones and put them together. So this first part will be all cross stitch. And then the next part, I just got back from a quilt retreat. So it'll be my quilting and knitting for the second part. And I will go downstairs for that because all of that stuff is downstairs. So actually I have my knitting up here. So I guess I could throw knitting up here. Apparently we're going to have some like light and dark happening because the sun is gonna, we had severe storms last night, like tornado warning at 10:30. We had to drag the kids out of bed. They were very confused. So we all went down and laid in our bed downstairs until it was over. No tornadoes hit here as far as I know. Got some branches down and stuff. My gladiolas are all broken. So I pulled the flowers off of those and we may have a dog visit or two. I don't know. I think they're confused because I haven't filmed in so long that they don't know what's going on right now. So anyway, if you're new here, welcome. I, up until this year, was recording every week, every other week. And then this year I don't know. Between work and life and no stitchy bug, I just haven't recorded. So we're going to hop back in and we're going to see if I remember how to do this. So first things first, I'm going to start with the things that I've finished since the last time you saw me. Now, what I'll do is I won't put up a what it looks like picture because it's finished. But I will put up where it was at the beginning of the year, since that's the last time you saw it, if you watched my WIP parade. So the first thing that I finished was actually almost done when I did my WIP parade. And it is, I'll add a picture here if I still have it, but it is Fresh Flowers. This was a dimensions kit, and I did this to decide whether I liked doing dimensions kits before I started a bigger one. And I do. So it's really pretty. I like it a lot. So that was the first thing I finished, and I actually finished that in January. The second thing I finished, I actually finished at StitchCon. And these are not going to be in order of like when they were started, when they were finished. They're just, I have like a finished pile, I have a WIP pile. Now I have a dog. Roscoe. Hi, baby. Can you go lay down? Huh? You go lay down and take a nap. Go lay down. Go on, go lay down. Now Bella's over here. Go lay down. Oh, if they start playing, we're in trouble. Hold on a second. There may be some pauses in this. They were just trying to play tug of war with Roscoe's stuffed animal. Anyway, so this is Tea by Nora Corbett Mirabilia. Here's where it was before. And I finished this at StitchCon. The stitching was done when I went to StitchCon, but I finished all the beading. So there it is. It's all done. Oh, I love it. It looks so good. And I had set this up on the table at StitchCon, and Barbara had seen it, the owner of Keepsakes. And she said, you need a chunky black frame for that. And she used to do framing, so if she tells me what I need to frame it in, I'm gonna listen. So I will, I thought about just framing this myself, but I think I need to practice on some smaller stuff with lacing before I frame this one. So, this was on a Be Stitch Me fabric. It's 32 count, but it didn't have a name. It was a Fight Night fabric that I had gotten. So there it is. It's all done. Now it just needs to be framed. Oh, by the way, speaking of frame stuff, so if I'm not sure if you remember this far back, but I have a picture up here, and it was Woodland Wonder by Glendon Place, and that was my winter one. So I put my dad's sampler, his like memorial piece up there. So yeah, so that one's up there. All right, put this back in the bag. All right, another finish was, if I can find the zipper. So this is Inverno from Satsuma Street. This is what it looked like previously. Wait a minute, this might have been a start also. If it's a start, there won't be a picture. Because I did it as like a winter start to finish type of thing. And this is on a 32 count. I can't remember the color, honestly. It's like a Stormy Night Lugana or something, but that's what that one looks like. And I did use all the called for. It's a super fun stitch, and I do have all the other seasons to stitch, and I'm going to do them on this fabric. So I have enough fabric, and I made sure that, excuse me, we're playing again. Anyway, I have enough fabric to put all 4 on that piece. So I started this one at a little retreat that Janet Jabber put on here in Michigan City. And there were, what, 8 of us? But I think we ended up being 7 because one guest was sick and she couldn't make it. So I started this. This is Floral Etchings from Heart and Hand. Floral Etchings 2. So here's the first one, and I need to get that and stitch it because this stitched up so fast. I did almost the entire first flower at the retreat, and then I came home and finished it. So this is on 32 count Hot Cocoa from Be Stitch Me, and there's my start and finish. And I did a color conversion. I used my own threads, and I love it. I think it looks so good. So I will do the same thing for the other one too. I totally just threw that pattern on the floor. Now the next one, this is from Tiny Modernist, and it was a Patreon exclusive stitch along. And I started it with everyone, but I only had the white border done when I went to StitchCon. And then I put in a few little motifs, and then I cranked it out when I got home. So that is the Woodland Friends, Forest Friends stitch along. And the light is really weird right now. It's like sunny, but my living room is perpetually dark, so yeah, it's super cute. Super cute. And this was on a it's on a 32 count, but I think this is a fabric that I dyed myself. like a long time ago. All right. Is that it for finishes? That's it. That's it for finishes. So let me set these over here. Okay. How about some WIPs? I got a few. So like I said, these are not in any sort of order. Oh, let's do full coverage first because they're sitting right here. So I did work on, this is what it will look like when it's complete. This is Mini The Possibilities Evolutions Max Color. So this is where it was before. And that's what I worked on. Was right up in here. And it was a long time ago, so I'm surprised I can remember that. So there's the whole thing right now. I had started this, I want to say, my son's birthday, 2021, I think. The next one, this is actually a new start. When did I start this? Hold on. I think I put it on here. February 19th. So this is Dragonflies Cardania, I think is how you say it. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs, and I am doing it because it's a regular full-size chart. I'm doing it 10 stitch, 2/1 on 28 count. So this is where I'm at right now. And I love it. I will go diagonally eventually, but right now I'm just kind of picking a color and stitching away on it. Lots of blues right now. I'm trying to do this so that I don't make all the magnets stick together. Oh, and WIP Go has been a bust for me. I kind of tried to keep up with it once my stitchy bug came back, and I just want to stitch what I want right now. So, this is Mini Magic Autumn, Heaven and Earth Designs. And honestly, I'm so out of practice. I know I'm forgetting designers, but I hope that's okay. So here's where it was, the beginning of the year. And that is where I am right now. And I love it. The colors are so fantastic. It is a ton of confetti in these leaves, but it's okay. It's fun to work on. Now this one I only worked on a little bit at StitchCon, so I can't remember how much progress it's got on it. This is Mini Casa. The artist is Jeremiah Kentner. It was from Heaven and Earth Designs, but he is no longer a supported artist for them, so his work was retired. Here's where it was at the beginning of the year. And that's where it is right now. So I know I got some of this done. I don't think it was a ton, but I know I definitely worked on that StitchCon. So, oh, I love it. The colors are just fantastic. That one's on a 28 count. The next one is the one that I thought I was going to finish this year. And who knows? I mean, if I really buckled down, I probably could. But I'm not trying to put pressure on myself for any of my crafts right now. I think I'm just going to work on what feels good at the time. And right now, my quilty bug is flowing hardcore after just coming back from our retreat in Shipshawana. So this is Mini Home for the Winter. Artist is Lucy Pitaway, another retired designer from Heaven and Earth Designs. Here's where it was at the beginning of the year. And there's a needle and thread still sticking out of this because I stopped right midway. So here's where it is now. So there's a full picture of it. And of course, my dogs now want to go outside. Oh, I love it. This is a ton of confetti right here, though. Tons. So I'm kind of happy to be up in here. Like, I finished the confetti and now I'm up in here in the sidewalk. Okay, let me go let the dogs out and then I will continue with my WIPs. I totally just told my dogs not to come back. Our yard is fenced in. They can't go anywhere. Okay, so this is full coverage, Heaven and Earth Designs. However, it is a no background. This was a free chart. Oh gosh, quite some time ago. I can't remember. It's been a while. It's called Sea Turtle Mama. This is what it looks like. And again, I'm not sure how much progress I made on this. I know I worked on it a couple of times. Here's where it was at the beginning of the year. That's where it's at right now. So I know the sun is like glaring off of the vinyl cover of that project bag. Hopefully that works a little better. So the, if you can see it right here, it almost matches the fabric, but it looks really good in person. So that's where that one's at. All right. Now we got to start unzipping stuff. So this is Lily 1. This is a chart by Light Unicorn Designs on Etsy. And I have gotten some progress on this one, which is kind of nice because I thought I was going to have it done like 2 years ago. Here's where it was at the beginning of the year. And that's where we're at right now. This is on a 32 count Lugana. And I'm doing this 1/1. And the color is Lotus. It's like a lavender. I know it's real, well, that's kind of close. Sometimes the color, see, and now that's not even the color. That's more the color. Weird. Usually you get it closer to the camera and it blows it out, but wonky living room light today. Okay. Oh, I never did this one. I set it down to the side and then I didn't do it. So this one is Dog's Declaration by Ink Circles. This one is on a 22 count. Hold on, let me see if I can find the tag. Yes, 22 count. Not another sampler from Bestitch Me. So here is where it was at the beginning of the year. Oh, and I got a big old wrinkle in it. And that's where we're at right now. Now it said I worked on it, so I'm not sure what I did, but I worked on it. You guys will know what I did. Let me fold this a different way so that, oh. Okay. Now this one, I worked on at the beginning of winter. This is Hello Winter, Plum Street Samplers. And this is on 32 count blush from Bestitch Me. And hopefully I can get this so that you can see it. Here's where it was at the beginning of the year. And that's where we're at right now. So again, I'm not sure how much I got done. I think I finished the sheet. Maybe. I like this color though. It's really pretty. So if you heard my dogs tapping on the door, it is nice outside. They can hang out there for a little while. They have water and they have sunshine to lay in, so. Okay, next up, Satsuma Street. This is, if I can get the chart out, Deck the Halls. Excuse me. So, this one is on a 32 count Portobello from Bestitch Me. Here's where it was the beginning of the year. And I'll hold it back first. And that's where it's at right now. I know it's kind of hard to see. So I did, well, let me know. So if this wasn't done, I finished that and I worked on the bird. I think that one was done. So I only have one block left. This one right here, and then it's done. So I'm pretty excited. This one will be done this year. Oops. Oh, it was my notebook. I had to make some notes. I usually don't do notes. I just wing it. But I had to make notes this year. Or for this video. Just so that I could remember to grab everything that I worked on. So this one is one that's not available unless you can get a hold of this book. This was from the Keepsakes Cross Stitch Calendar 2021. And this is from Barbara Anna. It's Folk Art Animals. And I have finished the deer and I'm working on the fox. So I just named it Folk Art Fox. This is on a 40 count. I can't remember the color. But here's where it was at the beginning of the year. And that's where we're at right now. So I know I got fox body done. I mean, some of it. I still have to do like the white on the fox. But it's 40 count, 1/2. Oh, maybe my dogs think I left them or something. I would have worked today, except the store that I was going to work in didn't have my stuff unloaded from the truck. So instead, I'm at home today by myself, which is kind of cool. All right, so this is Little Dove Designs. This is Summer Blooms. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I started this on a 14 count Aida way back. I want to say it was probably in 2020. And it's platinum. You can't, well, you can see the white a little bit on here, but I switched fabrics. So now I restarted on a, I don't know if this is a 30. Yeah, I think it's 32. And I can't remember the fabric color. But, oh, there's where it was at the beginning of the year. And there's where I am now. I did a bunch of the border. And the white does show up better. I'm hoping you can see it. But it shows up much better on this color. I didn't want to go too dark. But I still wanted the white to show up. So I honestly think I only worked on this like 2 days so far this year. But it's still progress. All right. Hold on. Let me go let the dogs in and I'll be right back. Okay. We're back. All right. The next one. I hope my dogs just lay down now. I just gave them the evil eye. So this, I think, is my oldest WIP. This is Halloween and Cross Stitch, Core Ebaticore. In fact, I'm fairly certain this is my oldest WIP. This is not little. It's huge. If I found it today and I loved it and wanted to stitch it, I would absolutely do it on like a 22 count Aida or even like a 40 count. Because it's huge. So here's where it was beginning of the year. And I have gotten a lot done on it. I'm going to try and hold it up so you can see all of it. There you go. That's where I'm at right now. This is on a 28 count. I hate it. I hate this fabric. It's not a Lugana. It's the other. It's the stuff that like Priscilla and Chelsea use, which is why I got it. And then I realized how much I hated it. But I am working on filling in all that white. So I have done, I want to say maybe I added the scissors since you guys saw it last. It looks good. I just, I want it done. And I've done like a tiny bit of back stitching, but not all of it. So that's why that spider is just kind of floating there. So I'll just keep trucking along on it whenever I have the urge to fill in white. All right, this next one is a Mill Hill kit, and it is not that one. I have two in this bag. So it's Jim Shore Santa. So this is done on a 16 count dark blue Aida. And here's where it was the beginning of the year. And that is where I am now. And yes, I did add some beads, because I figured that part was done up there, like the border. So I wanted to see if it was easier to add, because it's like bead, stitch, bead, stitch, bead, stitch, all the way around the border. So I wanted to see if it would be easier to do that when I did the border. But then I realized I'd have to fill in all of this first, or else the dog hair, cat hair, or something. Or else I'd have to try and fit the stitches around the bead. So the colors are fun, but you can see how there's like dark blue stitching in the blue fabric also. So I did work on this a little bit at StitchCon. And then if you want to know, the other one that I have in here that I haven't started yet is this one. It's a buttons and beads. It's Ornament Elegance. So I'll probably maybe start that after I get the Santa done. But the reason I had this there is inside this bag I have my tacky bill for beading, and I have beading needles and stuff like that, highlighters in here, so it's easier to keep a Mill Hill kit in here, and then I can just like pull it out and work on it whenever. I feel like there's still a hair somewhere. So speaking of hair, mine's been cut since January. I don't think I had cut it when I did my last video, but I cut it off because it was still falling out, because I have scalp psoriasis and it just, my hair is a pain in the butt. But when it's this length, I can just let it go curly and call it good. Okay, so this has been a new start since I've seen you last. This is Greenhouse. It's one of the Fabulous House series from Cottage Garden Samplings. And I don't know, I got a wild hair one weekend. My husband was out of town. There's another update. My husband, so if you've been here before, my husband and I have worked in the casino industry for decades. I no longer work in the casino industry. I work for a third-party company doing merchandising in stores, like Meijer, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, places like that, Five Below. However, May 1st, he was promoted to the director of the slot department at Blue Chip Casino. So he's now back to wearing a suit. But he works, his schedule changed a little bit, and he works Friday nights and Saturday nights. He works a swing shift. Well, he had to go help another casino down, Treasure Chest, down in Louisiana, maybe? Yeah, he was in Louisiana for a weekend. So I started this, and I just couldn't stop stitching it. So here is what I have done. And I am doing, hold on a sec, let me look. This is a Coloring Cotton Fieldstone. 32 count. I can't remember if I was doing hand-dyed for, nope, I am doing the DMC that it calls for. Because there's really not that much color in it. It's mostly white. Oh, hey, look. Needles. They fell out of my bag. Okay. Next one. I'm pretty sure that this... Yes, I had already started this. So this... Oh, that's right. So this is... Winter Wonderland at Night from Historical Sampler Company. They are a cross-stitch designer in the UK. And I had originally started this on black Lugana. And it's a 32 count. No, it was way too hard to stitch. I like to think that I don't have old eyes at this point, but when it comes to stitching on black, apparently I do. So I restarted it on a 16 count black Ada. Let me flip this around here. And I think I had restarted it previously. So there's a picture where it was last time. And that's where I'm at now. So I was actually working on the, no, see? The light from the window is messing stuff up. So I did do a color conversion on this. I was blowing it out. That's better. But I am using hand-dyed flosses for this, except for the white. The white is just blanc, I think. But here's what my flosses look like. I think they're all Coloring Cotton. So, yeah. Pinks and reds and greens and all the pretty colors. But I have all these hand-dyed floss, so why not use them? So I will eventually probably figure out something for that black Lugana. Maybe. But I have to rip all those other stitches out first. Okay, so I only have two more. So this one is the Monster House Stitch Along from Satsuma Street. There's only been one clue given so far out of 5. I think we have 5. I'm doing this on a 32 count, not another sampler from Bestitch Me. And so this is what I have so far. It starts at the bottom. The first part is right here in the center in the bottom. And you can see where I had to rip all this out right here. Because I was a half a stitch off. Maybe I was stitching when I was really tired or something. I don't know. I don't know how I messed it up. Anyway, so last night I did 105 stitches and then frogged even more than that. I stitched this up here last night. So this was right. I counted off of this for this. And this was all a half stitch off. So I had to rip all that out. So a whole bunch of people are already done with the first part. I started this on on the 11th. And today's the 16th. It's July 16th. Okay, and the last one, this one I started. It's the Historical Sampler Company Happy Halloween Stitch Along. And I started this one the 13th. Yeah. This is on a 18 count vanilla latte from Bestitch Me. And that's where I'm at. So this one has 4 clues and they're quadrants. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. Or it might be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure. Either way, that's where I'm at right now. And I did do a conversion for this one too. And I'm using a ton of really awesome colors that are not in any type of nice organized fashion from Victorian Motto that I've had forever. I want to say they were from a Halloween pack because they all have like Halloween-y names. Well, not that one, but get over here. Like this one's Ichabod Crane. That one's a fall one. That one's Sugar Maple. So yeah, this is where I'm at on this one. So I really love the purple and green of that border. So the borders around here, I've done the black, but it's also white. So it's like black and white check around all of the little motifs. So those are my WIPs. That is what I have been working on this year when my Stitchy Bug was around. Let me tell you, I did more reading than anything else probably. And now that I do, so our company took over doing books in Meyer for ReaderLink. ReaderLink supplies the books to Meyer, and then we go in and we merchandise the books where they go on the shelves. So I love it. I love doing it. This is not, this is my Halloween bag that I made. I think it was like 2 years ago. And I did kind of like a spiderwebby quilting on the back. It is a vinyl front, but this bag needs to be like a hair bigger to fit this nurge. It's okay, it's in there. Anyway, so I merchandise books. So I was seeing all of these books and I was like, oh, I want to read that. Oh, I want to read that. So I have been reading some things that are a little different from what I'm used to reading. Normally I'm like a YA dystopian type person. But yeah, so books like Emily Henry, her book Funny Story, I really liked that one. I thought it was a good book. And then I've read a couple of nonfiction, like there's one that I'm reading right now. It's called How to Be Fine. But yeah, I have done probably more reading than anything else this year. Because when I get home from work, especially helping out at some of these stores that don't have reps right now, I can spend 10 hours in a Meyer and I get home and I want to do nothing at all. So for now, my Stitchy Bug is back, which is nice. Let me show you my knitting real quick before... Oh, and I'll show you a couple of things I got at StitchCon. And then I will head downstairs and get set up and show you what I did at the quilt retreat. So first, here, I'll do this because it's here. So I got this bag, Tula Pink fabric with adorable pink trash pandas. Black Cat X Stitchery, because, you know, she has her bags at the retreats and I love it. And so I always have to buy one. So I did get this chart and it's called Blooming Vase from Erin Elizabeth. This will be my first one of hers. Generally, I'm not drawn to her charts, but this does not look like her usuals. And I loved it. And once I saw the model, I was like, I have to get that. So this is done with Dinky Dyes. And she does give Oh, this isn't the one I converted. Never mind. That's not the one I converted. So this one is done with Dinky Dyes, and I will probably see what I've got in hand dyed, because it's only 3 colors. It looks like more, but it's only 3 colors because of the variegation. So this is the one I converted. So this one uses that. I'm not even going to try and say it. It's really expensive silk. So this is the chart from Jeanette Douglas. And so it's called Flowers for You. So when I opened this up to look and get a better look at the floss list. This chart is in there, and inside there is another chart. I didn't realize that there were 2 charts, like, with this pattern. So, yeah, that was kind of exciting. But what I did is I had Susan help me out with 2 of the colors and the fabric. So she chose Shakespeare's Peddler Pickled Beets for the fabric, because she said that I would not like the Weeks Dye Works Aztec Red, I think. Yes, Aztec Red. She's like, you're not gonna like that fabric. She stitched it, and this is what she stitched it on. So I'm going with Susan. But I pulled silk from the wall from Almond M&Ms. So these are the colors that I chose. And then these are the 2 blues that Susan picked for me from the store, because there weren't any blues in Almond M&M's silks that would have worked. So these ones are MPI. So I'm going to do that chart in silks. But I converted it because I already spent enough money at StitchCon. But I wanted to do it in the silks. I haven't used silks before, and I thought that would be a good way. Oh, I got some needle minders because they were super cute. And, oh yeah, I got this chart. It's Erica Michaels, All Hallows Eve. I love it. But I do already have quite a few Halloween charts going on right now, so I'm going to go ahead and, like, hang on to this for a little bit until I get some stuff done. Let's see. Ooh, oh yeah. I got this adorable scissor fob that has 310 on it. And it was, I can't remember who did these, but they were like hanging on a rack. So I got Fiber on a Whim, Heather. It's 18 count Ada. And then I got this from Millennial Fabrics. It's oat milk, and it's an 18 count also. So just some things I got at StitchCon, and then I can, you know, I mean, there was, of course, if you guys watch Flosstube often, you've seen all the haul and stuff from it, the bag and all that stuff. So, so my last thing until I go downstairs, I have a picture of my husband's hat. I did the Musselburgh hat from You Sold the Teak, right? Yeah. So here's my husband in his hat, and that used a Madeline Tosh fingering weight yarn called Joshua Tree. He loves it. It's perfect. It will work great for this winter. So I started my hat, and this is my yarn, and it is Where did my tag go? Ah, there we go. Life in the Long Grass. And the color is Garden Party. And here is where I'm at on my hat. I love it. I love the colors. And there's like flecks of bright green in there. I think my husband was like, okay. But it's okay. He doesn't have to wear it. He can wear his green one. I'll wear this one. So this will become my soccer project again. I did work on this at StitchCon. Every once in a while I'd pull it out. But generally, I'll just sit here at night and be like, oh, I don't feel like stitching. I think I'll do it. And it's in a project bag I made. So this pattern is from Candu Crafts, K-A-N-D-O-U. She is on Etsy. I believe she has a website too. But there's my bag. And I made another one, but I'll show you when I go downstairs. So I will get all set up downstairs and I'll see you in a minute. Hi, I'm back. New location. So the light is a little weird down here because I'm in the basement. I have zero natural light down here. Oh shoot. Hold on a second. There we go. Dehumidifier. Okay. So, since we were just talking about knitting while I was at the quilt retreat, I made another bag. Cute little foxes. So it's the exact same style. Love this bag. I love it. So I did make retreat gifts for the quilt retreat. And my kids came down while I was doing it and decided they wanted to help. So I let them help. So I made a whole bunch of coasters. Thanks for the idea, Allison, Alley Cat. So she did this, oh gosh, StitchCon 2 years ago, maybe? But anyway, I totally copied it. And I actually used, so the quilt that I was just sitting in front of upstairs, I used all my leftover fabric from that. And then I was short 4. So I did 4 that had sewing machines. And now you can hear my dog. I thought they were just going to sleep. But apparently not. Okay, so this might be a little hodgepodge together. Because I didn't unpack anything yet. It was easier just to set everything out. And so I made a couple of cross-stitch bag fronts. I forgot to take batting with me, so I couldn't finish them. But this is the first one. It's a patchwork. And the fabric is Pumpkins and Blossoms from Fig Tree. And then this one is Shine On from Bonnie and Camille. And this one is, I can't remember. If I find the tag, I will tell you. I don't know if you can find this collection anymore. These were random single mini charm packs that I had. That I decided to make project bags out of. So I did 3 fronts and then I will finish them now that I am home with all of my supplies. So let's see what I have in here. Just checking. There were some people that brought a bunch of scraps and stuff. So I grabbed some really cute scraps. But this is a hefty project bag that I actually had one of my quilt projects in. We went to Clothesline Creations in Shipshewana. Actually, I think she's in Middlebury. But we went shopping over there and I got the lighthearted quilt kit from Camille Ross Kelly. It has everything in it except for the backing. And it's beautiful. I'm so excited. So that's the picture on the front. Let me show you a little bit of fabric. So here's the pattern. And then it's all wrapped up, but they're beautiful, like teals and reds and pinks. So I couldn't help myself. I love this kit. I love it. Okay. So then I worked on this one. Last year, I had taken this with me to assemble. I think I did the blocks the year before. And this is at least a decade old fabric. So it's not anything you can get anymore. It was a Bonnie and Camille fabric. But I sewed all my rows together, and then I realized that I did not take enough of my sashing with me. So instead of buying more sashing, I just worked on what I had. But all of my rows are now sewed together. I just need to sew each row together. And they will have, instead of doing the stars for the cornerstones, I'm just doing the square. So I was a little bummed because I didn't bring the rest. I did cut all the pieces for this. This is from the cloth parcel. It's called the Candy Shop Quilt. And I'm using a really old jelly roll that I had. It's like the Boathouse, I think is the name of it. So I'm going to use this for this. I'm trying to go through and get WIPs done first and then use from stash and make a bunch of these patterns that I've had. So we'll get those back in there. Sorry, my craft space is not clean, but my sewing table now is. I did it last night. So excited. Okay, so this next one, maybe, if I have it in here. Hold on. Hold on. Let me just see where I have stuff first. I don't even know where I put that quilt top. Is it? Oh, hold on. It's in here. Okay. So the first one, I'll have to put up a picture because there's no way I can hold it all the way up. So this was one that, so at this quilt retreat, Janet Jabber, her sister Annette, and I, last year was the first year for this quilt retreat, and we all went last year, so we went again this year. And I had purchased this pattern called Twinkle. Super easy. It takes 2 charm packs and yardage for the background. That's it. And I actually used a Jolly Bar, which is a 10x5, and cut it all in half. So you could really use 2 charm packs of background and 2 charm packs of prints to make this. So this is from Clothesline Creations 2. And this is a picture of what it looks like laying on the floor. And these are what the fabrics look like. So it was like Garden Basics, or I don't know. I saved all my little tags, and I'll have to, if I come across it, I'll let you know what it was. But I love it. It looks so good. The next one we had purchased last year. We as in Janet, Annette, and I. So this panel is from Corey Yoder. And you cut the panel apart and then use, I want to say it's like 8 different fat quarters for the X's. It's called cross-stitched. Fitting, right? So I had the panel I pulled from stash, and this is what it looks like laying on the floor. So both of these I started completely from scratch during the retreat. So I did all the cutting, everything at the retreat. So these are some of the colors that are in my quilt top. I love it. And I used, so my background is like silver dots. So they're like kind of shiny, but here, you can see it better right here. So I used like silver dots for my background instead of just white. And then the final one that I put together all the way, this is so Crystal Rowe and I started this as like just the two of us, like a little quilt along type thing. And we were making, I want to say it was like 2 blocks a week. Both of us fell off the wagon hardcore and things got all crazy. And I think we started this like 2 years ago. So it's from the book called Among the Stars Again. And what you do is each month you make 2 of the blocks, but the blocks use the same prints. They just put them in like 2 different, like opposite layouts. So here, I'll show you this one. So like this. So you use the red for the triangles, and then in this one you're using the red for the squares. So you'd make 2 blocks a month, but we did a week for these. Now, I can't remember, Crystal, if you made 2 quilts also, but I did. So I did one with the Christmas morning fabric, and then I did one in a fabric from my mind's eye called Gingham Gardens. And it's the Gingham Gardens one that I completely put together, and it just needs to be quilted now. So here's what it looks like laying on the floor. And of course I folded this one inside out, so I don't know why I did that. You can't see the awesome fabrics that way. Hold on. We'll do it this way. So these are what the fabrics actually look like. I have no idea what you're seeing right now, but I hope it's good. So I love them. I love these fabrics. They're gorgeous. They're so pretty. So this one is done. It just needs batting and quilting. But yeah, I love it. So I just need to put together the other one. All the blocks are done. It just needs to be put together. Okay, so let me put this back in here so I want to stay organized. If I don't stay organized, things will never get done. Okay, and then, let's see. Oh, here's a couple of the coasters that my kids helped make. So a couple of the ladies didn't show up, and the one that did show up, she had been in the hospital. She wasn't there very long, and I forgot to give her one. So, but these were the leftover fabric from that quilt that was on the chair upstairs. Okay. Let's see. So I did do some other shopping. We went to Lolly's, and they have this boat. It's the weirdest thing that I've ever heard of. So they just have like fat quarters that they cut and just throw in this boat, and you just dig around and find. And I was like, these make great like accent inside bags or whatever. But I also got, so Janet got me a binding tool. Oops, sorry. And then Annette got me, hold on, where is it? She got me a bobbin boat. So I can put my bobbins in it. Because I was using this clunky thing that I had gotten from Fat Quarter Shop out of a, like, Sew Sampler box or something. But this little bobbin boat, way better. Way better. So I got this pattern. So my phone is ringing and it says, I don't even know. It's like, it says Michigan, CYIN. Is that supposed to be like Michigan City, Indiana? I don't know. Nice try, spammers. So anyway, I got this pattern. I love it. I think it's going to be beautiful in a million different types of fabrics. It's called Gingham Windows. And then they have a clearance room. And I found this adorable fabric. There was more than just this in the collection, but obviously I'm going to make at least one project bag out of this. I got a yard of each. It's so cute, those little penguins. They're just adorable. So I got that from Lolly's. And that was downtown, and then we went and got ice cream. Lolly's. Let's see what's in this bag. What do I have in here? Oh, I got this at Clothesline Creations. So, where's the other one? Okay, so this is the Starberry fabric from Coriander Quilts. And it's beautiful. They had a quilt on the wall made from this fabric, and it is gorgeous. So I got a mini turn pack to make a bag, and these were my coordinating fabrics. Look at that lamb. Oh, so this will be above the zipper. Here's my back. And then this is the fabric that'll be on the inside of the bag. And I'll just make a regular, you know, patchwork front. I think that's it. This is all my background. So this is the, it's like Blossom Dot, I think. Yes, by Christopher Thompson. So this was the background that I used for that quilt. The cross-stitched one. So he has a ton of different Blossom Dot fabrics that make really good backgrounds. I used a former StitchCon bag to carry fabric around. I think that is it, though. The one pattern I did not get to that I wanted to get to, I mean, I took way too much stuff with me, and it's totally fine. Oh, here's the little strip. It was Garden Club Favorites. That was that twinkle quilt. The designer was Brenda Ratliff. And I've had that fabric for ages. Ages. So here's the other one that I had thought about starting. So this is called Luminaries. Cotton and Joy is the designer. So, and then this was the fabric that I was going to use. And this is Hibiscus from Simple Simon and Company. It's a Riley Blake. I am going to pretty much guarantee that you cannot find it anymore. Because like I said, I have a lot of fabric that needs to, my shirt is driving me nuts. Don't worry, I'm going to change and I won't look nearly this put together for the rest of the day. But I was going to work today. Who knew? So anyway, I think that's it as far as like all the quilting stuff goes. My plan, so because I cleaned this area, although it doesn't look like it now, I'm going to tackle another section of my craft room, which is my yarn cabinet. and then move on from there. And once everything is back to put away and I have a stack of stuff that just needs to go, I think it'll be a lot more pleasant to come down here and sew and finish cross-stitch projects, because I have a whole stack of them over there that have finishing pieces with them. It just needs to be done. But it doesn't take long for things to get out of control. And that's what happened down here after the last quilt retreat. And it just sat this way. So here was the other, this is the free pattern we got from Clothesline Creations. Now, I will tell you, when I first saw this, I was like, because these are not my colors. However, it takes now it says 14 fat quarters, but they all get cut down into 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So you could definitely use charm packs. So that's probably what I'm going to do, because I know for a fact that I have a couple of different designs that I have 2 charm packs, or I'm sure I can put 2 together somehow. And then you just use, I think they used a solid for the accent, like, striping. And I have a ton of solids, because I want to, let's see, the background. Oh, accent. You need 2 yards, and I can pretty much guarantee I have a color that has 2 yards. Actually, I have an aqua right there I can see, and like a mustard color, and a red. So I have the accent color. But as far as the squares go, I'll have to dig around and see what I can find. But I'm excited to get this together. I thought about waiting and doing it at the next quilt retreat next year. Just gathering the fabric and then doing it there. So we'll see. I have plenty of other things I can do until then. I have more than a year's worth of things to do in here. So I still have quilt tops from last retreat that have not been quilted. So probably just need to have like a week where I sit down and just have a quilting party down here. Practice my quilting. So that's it. That's all I have. I hope this update was helpful. I know I've had a lot of people, not a lot, but I've had people reach out and say, hey, we missed your Flosstube. And then StitchCon, I had a lot of people say, hey, you should totally, you know, get back on track. So I said, I'm definitely going to do a WIP parade. But I planned on doing it right after StitchCon. And that's, work was just crazy. I don't know how to say no. And so every time my boss would ask me to go and clean up a store that hadn't been merchandised in a month, and when you get between 8 and 20 boxes a week, when it goes for a month, that's a lot of books that need to be put where they belong. So it takes a while, and then I'm exhausted. So I need to learn to say no, I think. All right, I'm going to go eat lunch. Check on my dogs, get some cleaning done. So I hope this was a good update for everyone to see I'm still here. It's just been, 2024 has just been an off year for me. It's fine. So I will hopefully see you guys very soon. I want to try and get back to at least recording like maybe every 2 weeks. So you don't get bored with me. All right. I'll see everyone soon. Bye, guys.